Welcome to Nerd North. I am your host, Drew Liberty, and today we're going to be taking a look at the MCU's latest adaptation for Disney+, Ms. Marvel, starring Iman Vellani. Now, reactions to this trailer have been a mixed bag so far, with everything from, I don't think I'm going to bother watching it, to, it looks okay. But we here at Nerd North are taking a further look into this trailer, and I'm going to tell you why I think it's going to do numbers on Disney Plus like they haven't seen before. Now, the quick LD on Ms. Marvel is she is 16-year-old Pakistani-American Kamala Khan. She lives in Jersey City, New Jersey. And in the events of the 2013 Marvel crossover Infinity, she got her powers when a Terrigen bomb goes off in New York. Now, it does look like they've retconned her powers for this series, where it looks like her mother gives her a Keyuka, where she inherits her cosmic powers. Now, Kamala is a huge fan of Carol Danvers, respectively, Brie Larson in the MCU's Captain Marvel. She daydreams all day long about what it would be like to be a superhero, and in this MCU adaptation, I think we're going to get that and more. Now, right off the bat, we see thought bubbles, doodles, as Kamala's daydreaming her days away thinking of what it would be like to be a superhero. In a world where we're bombarded by emojis and filters, I think this is something that's going to be very visually appealing to the audience, and it gets points right away. We then have one of her schoolmates looking down on her Avengers shirts, featuring the Wasp, Valkyrie, and of course, Captain Marvel. This is a great little nod to women empowerment without it being over the top like they did in Avengers Endgame. And before anybody asks, no, her classmate is not Mephisto. Maybe. We then see Kamala, all googly-eyed as a boy she obviously likes, starts talking to her. And we've all been in that position before back in high school, where it's someone we like, we don't want to approach them. It's a very real feeling, and I think that earns a little bit of credit too. We continue with shots of her in her Captain Marvel outfit as she's daydreaming away about what it would be like to be a superhero. The teacher then tries to get her attention, and she asks, do I have to figure out my life right now, or can I do this after lunch? And you know what? Once again, a very real feeling for a teenager with those pressures and social anxieties you have about what is it you're supposed to do with your life, and where's your role in this world. We then have Kamala checking out a statue of Captain Marvel in awe, then quickly goes to a clip of her praying at her mosque, which draws a great little parallel between worshipping idols, which I think is very clever and a very strong message. We then go to a shot of Kamala saying, it's not really the brown girls from Jersey City who saved the world. And I think this is really important to have this little bit of representation in the MCU. We've come a long way since the first Avengers movie. It also shows kids of any nationality it's okay to be a superhero, and I'm okay with that. We then continue with a little montage of her trying out her new powers, trying to hide them from her parents, which I think is great. Being back in high school, how many of us all tried to hide something from our parents? Everybody. Her friend then asks her, what does it feel like? And she replies, cosmic. Sold, sign me up right there. I think that was beautiful. We then go through some action sequences, but it's a little Bollywood dance number I want to talk about. Over the last number of years, I really think Bollywood has captured the minds and hearts of us in North America here. And to throw this in, I think is going to be a big draw to a lot of audiences. The older folks, people into dance, and of course anyone who loves Bollywood movies. This guy right here. Finally, a shot of Ms. Marvel's trademark giant fist, but this time instead of making it from her body, it seems to be coming from her cosmic band she's wearing, invoking more of a feeling of the Green Lantern Corps, which I think is a smart choice for this show. Kamala's mom then asks her, do you know what you are? And she replies, a superhero. I'm sold, send the cookies, that's how you make a great trailer. Now, the special effects in this trailer are some of the best we've seen from the MCU yet, and I'm really curious to see if her Keyuka has any relation to the power rings in Shang-Chi in The Legend of the Ten Rings, and furthermore, any connection to any galactic threats like Galactus. And now with the inclusion of American Chavez in Doctor Strange 2, The Multiverse of Madness, Wanda Maximoff's children, Wiccan and Speed, and even rumors of Hulkling coming to future MCU projects, we're well on our way to building a Young Avengers team, which is exciting news too. Now I feel this show kinda has an Ugly Betty meets Saved by the Bell meets the MCU kind of feeling, and I think that's gonna draw in all sorts of audiences instead of narrowing it down to just one aspect in any show. And I think any show that can take us back to what it felt like to be a teenager in high school with all the different social pressures and anxiety is a great little trip down memory lane. Great character development, great stories, fantastic MCU effects we're all used to. This and putting it in a setting that we can all relate to is why I think this show is going to do some of the best numbers that the MCU has seen on Disney Plus yet. But tell me what you think. Don't forget to leave a like and a subscribe. As a new creator, it really helps me in the YouTube algorithm. And please leave a comment. I like to read all of them and hear your theories on what you think is going to happen with Miss Marvel. And remember, until then, North!